rotation. Good day everyone, my name is Crazy Oracion, and today we're going to talk about centroidal rotation. So there are two topics na i-discuss natin. First is general kinetics of rotation. So when we talk about general kinetics of rotation, we are looking at the why behind the motion. Remember, kinematics only describes how an object moves, like its speed or its path, without caring about what caused it. But in kinetics, we are looking at the actual culprits, the forces and moments, torques, that force a rigid body to move. So to make sense of all of this, we rely heavily on Newton's second law of motion. We use it to map out the exact relationship between external forces, moments, and how the object responds to translational motion, yung pag-abante o pag-usad niya, and rotational motion, yung pag-ikot niya. So in real-world engineering applications, this isn't just the theoretical math. This is the exact engineering framework used to analyze and design everyday machinery like gears, pulleys, flywheels, vehicle wheels, and basically any rotating mechanical system you see in real life. So these are the terminologies of general kinetics of rotation: rigid body, translation, rotation, general plane motion, centroid or center of mass, force, moment or torque, mass, acceleration, angular velocity, and angular acceleration. So our first formula is Newton's second law of translation. So the summation of Fx or Fy is equals to mass times acceleration of the centroid. So this is just a classic F is equals to m times a, broken down into the axis horizontal and y-axis vertical. So if we push an object from the side, the summation of horizontal, its center of mass is going to accelerate sideways. So our second formula is yung torque or moment. So what is torque? So it is the force that causes things to rotate or spin. So the formula is m is equals to f r perpendicular. So f is yung applied force, and yung r perpendicular is the perpendicular distance from the pivot point to the line of force, yung layo mula sa kinatitinggiran ng force papunta sa center. So think of a wrench or door handle. If you push right next to the hinge, nothing happens. But if you push at the very edge, yung R perpendicular is large, so you get a massive twist or moment. So in our last formula, there are two formulas: the general plane motion equations. So first is the summation of F is equals to m times a, or acceleration of the centroid. And second is the moment of centroid is equals to ig times alpha. So these two equations describe objects that are doing both sliding forward and spinning at the same time, like a bowling ball rolling down the lane. So the first equations look at the object as just a single moving dot. The second equation looks at how fast that dot is spinning. So the second part of our topic is about centroidal rotation. So now, a huge part of this topic is studying the rotation of a rigid body about its centroid, which is just another term for its center of mass. So instead of the object flying around all over the place, we are focusing on how it spins right around its own balance point. So this part explains exactly how external moments, torques, produce angular acceleration. So ibig sabihin, when you apply a twisting force from the outside, this is the math that tells us how the fast object spinning speed is going to pick up. So for Newton's second law for rotation, just like linear motion has, this specific type of rotation is governed by Newton's second law for rotation, which is instead of force, we use moment. Instead of regular mass, we use the mass moment by inertia. Siya yung nagpapakita kung gaano katigas or kahirap ikutin ng isang bagay around its center. So these are the terminologies of centroidal rotation. First is the centroid, axis of rotation, angular displacement, angular velocity, angular acceleration, torque or moment, mass moment of inertia, and lastly is the radius of gyration. So the first formula for centroidal rotation is Newton's second law of rotation, which is summation of moment is equals to mass moment of inertia times angular acceleration. So this is the rotational twin brother of F is equals to ma. Instead of force causing linear acceleration, torque or summation of moment causes angular acceleration. So second is the mass moment of inertia. So we have many formulas inside the mass moment of inertia. So the general equation or formula of this is Ig is equals to integration of r squared times d times m. So this is the master formula used to derive all specific shapes. It says take every tiny piece of mass, which is the dm, multiply it by how far away it is from the center, which is the r squared, and add them all up using integration. So basically, the farther away the mass is from the center, the harder it is to rotate. So we have shape-specific formulas for mass moment of inertia. First is in solid disc, which is I is equals to 1/2 m times r squared. So why 1/2? Because the mass is evenly distributed from the center all the way to the edge. So pwedeng example dito is yung mga gears or flywheels. So second is the thin rim. So why no fraction? Because all the mass is sitting exactly at the outer edge, or yung r. So this makes a ring harder to spin than a solid disc of the same mass. So pwedeng example natin dito is yung hula hoop. So third is yung solid sphere, which is equivalent to I is equals to 2/5 times m times r squared. So bakit nga ba 2/5? So a sphere is tightly packed around its center, so it has a lower resistance to spinning. So ang magandang example dito is yung bowling ball, billiard ball, or steel ball. So lastly, we have slender rod. So ang formula niya is I is equals to 1/12 times m times length squared. So a slender rod has its mass distributed along its length. So the longer the rod, the greater its mass moment of inertia, which means more torque is required to produce the same angular acceleration about its centroid. So ang example niya is yung hockey stick, wooden dowel, or yung mga steel bar or metal bar. So these are the other formulas. First is yung radius of gyration. So ang formula niya is I is equals to mass times k squared. So k is an imaginary distance. If you took a weirdly shaped object and compress it into a single thin ring, k is the radius that ring would need to have the exact same inertia. So our second formula is all about rotational kinetic energy. The formula is T is equals to 1/2 times inertia times angular velocity squared. So the energy of an object is just because it is spinning. So it's exactly like linear kinetic energy 1/2 is mv squared. But we swap mass m for inertia and I, the linear velocity, for angular velocity, which is the w. So third is the work and power. So we have two formulas. W is equals to m theta, and yung P is equals to m times w. So work is the torque applied multiplied by the total angle, or yung theta it rotated through. So parang force times distance lang per angular version. So yung second naman is yung power, or P, is how fast that work is being done. So it's torque multiplied by the spinning speed, or yung W. So the last two formulas are used when acceleration A is constant, allowing you to predict speed, time, or position. So first formula is yung angular velocity. The final angular velocity is equals to initial angular velocity plus acceleration times time. So your final spinning speed, the W, equals your starting speed, the initial W, plus how much you accelerated, the acceleration A, or alpha, over time t. So for our last formula, which is the angular displacement, it is total to theta is equals to initial theta plus W initial times t plus 1/2 times acceleration times t squared. So this tells you how many total rotations or regions the object turned based on time.
Hi guys, my name is Ruth Hernandez and I'll be discussing to you or introducing to you our problem number 1 for centroidal rotation. Bale, sa nakikita niyo ngayon, meron tayong problem dito which states the stepped pulley ascender shown in the figure weighs 128.8 pounds and has a centroidal radius of gyration of k is equals to 1.5 feet. The inner hub has a radius of 1 feet and the other outer ring has a radius of 2 feet or feet rather. Block A, which is 64.4 pounds, is attached to a cord wrapped around the inner hub, and block B, which is 96.6 pounds, is attached to a cord wrapped around the outer ring. Determine the angular acceleration of the pulley as well as the linear acceleration of each block. So here, the first thing that we will do is to draw the free-body diagram. So, medyo pagpasensya nyo na ako dito. Since hindi ako marunong or hindi ko gamay mag-drawing gamit ang mouse, let's just have 2 circles here. And let's make the other one a smaller one. Okay, para magmukha siyang pulley. Ang kulit na hindi siya pumapantay. Wait lang guys. Alright. And here, itong nakikita ng kulay blue na kulay ng pen na ginagamit ko dito is this will serve as the cord. Let's try color blue. Okay. And this first arrow down will represent our first block, which is the 64.4 pounds. Let's draw another one on the right side, which will represent our block, which is the bigger one, and the heavier one, 96.6 pounds. And syempre hindi natin kakalimutan yung centroid na nasa gitna. Siguro naman alam nyo na itong arrow na papuntang kanan right. Itong horizontal arrow which is will serve as our horizontal first. Okay, let's label the upward arrow RY, since it will represent our upward forces, and the other one is obviously for our horizontal forces RX. I actually decided to draw another arrow down or downward arrow at the center to represent the weight of our pulley, which is 128.8 pounds. Ilagay na lang natin dito ng label na W or weight of the pulley, which is equals to 128.8 pounds. Let's just pabilisin na lang siguro natin ito. Sorry, medyo maarte ako. This is our tension 1, and the second block is or will serve as our tension 2. This counterclockwise arrow will serve as our T at prime. So again, this is our free body diagram for pulley O. And let's now go ahead with the solution. So first one, Or I forgot to tell you guys the first law or rule in dynamics is to convert always that you can see in the problem into slugs, or if dividing each of it by 32.2 feet per second squared. Okay, let's start with the mass of our pulley, which is 128.8 pounds divided by 32.2 feet per second squared. Second one is the mass of block A, which is specifically 64.4 pounds divided by 32.2. We will have we will have 2 slugs. And last one would be the mass of the block B, which is 96.6 pounds divided by ulit natin sa 32.2, which will give us, or which will automatically give us 3 slugs. Okay, since we're already done converting all the masses or lahat ng pagbigat na nakikita nyo dito sa main problem into slugs using this formula, G is equals to 32.2 feet per second squared. Let's now go ahead with our second step. We do have this formula, okay, that equates to the mass of the pulley times, sorry, nakalimutan ko ano yung tawag dito, pero lagyan din natin ng guhit itong nasa taas. Okay, may guhit talaga dapat yan sa taas, pero hindi kasi siya kasali sa keyboard ng laptop ko. 4 slugs for the mass of our pulley times 1.5 feet squared, which will give us 9 slugs feet squared. Okay, in this part kasi kukunin na natin yung unang requirements, which is the angular acceleration of the pulley. Kaya nga nag-focus muna tayo sa mass ng pulley yung nakatime sa k squared. Okay. Additionally guys, since mas mabigat or mas malaki yung value ng mass ng block A sa block A, obviously, this will go downward, and letter B or letter A, the block A will go upward, and ang rotation, obviously, ng ating pulley will be clockwise. Okay. So we will indicate it here. So acceleration of the first block, which is letter A, ang formula natin for each acceleration or linear acceleration of each block is A times the first radius. Okay? Sa block B naman is yung pangalawang radius. So let's just try to put it here, which will give us A times 2 or 2A. This one will go downward kasi ito yung mas mabigat. So napuno yung whiteboard natin. So bura-bura lang muna tayo dito. Fast forward na lang natin. Okay. You can see, hindi pa po tayo tapos mag-solve na angular acceleration of the pulley. So, okay guys, so please don't be confused with this formula. Walang siyang mahirap, pero madali lang talaga siya. We just have to put the first tension, or tension A minus 64.4, because again, pababa siya, kaya naka-minus. Let's now proceed to block B equation. Let's just do this now. So this time, we're gonna use this very familiar equation kung saan isosolve natin yung moment ng pulley O. Okay. What we all have to do is to insert our equations to our formula. And finally, 128.8 is equals to 23A, which will give us 5.6 rad per second squared. Okay na, nasagutan na natin yung unang requirements na angular acceleration of the pulley. So hi guys, since ayun nga, napuno na naman yung whiteboard natin, kailangan na naman natin magbura. Let's just i-fast forward na lang ulit natin. Okay, then ilusog natin to isang to. Because this is included to our final answers. Ang kailangan na lang natin gawin ay i-compute ang linear acceleration ng bawat block. So, let's start with block A, the lighter one. Okay. In computing the linear acceleration of a block, we have this formula, which is the linear acceleration of the block is equals to A, which is the angular acceleration of the pulley, times the first radius. Ulitin lang din natin sa pangalawang block. Alright, so in the first linear acceleration, which is yun nga, sa unang block, we got 5.6 feet per second squared. Let's now solve for the other two again. Parehas lang na. For the other one, again, parehas lang naman sila. So our final answers will be 5.6 rad per second squared for the angular acceleration of the pulley, and for linear acceleration of the first block, we have 5.6 feet per second squared, and the last one will be for the acceleration or linear acceleration of the second block, which is 11.2 feet per second squared. Okay. Thank you for watching.
So, hello everyone, I'm Andrea Rose Ibilaro. I'm an engineering student and I'll be the next person who will provide a sample problem for this topic, centroidal rotation. So, we have a sample problem here. Let's read it. So, sabi dito sa problem, two compound pulleys, each is a set of two rigidly attached discs rotating together about a fixed central axis. Block A have a mass of 5 kilograms and Block B of 8 kilograms. Pulley 1 have a mass moment of inertia of 0.025 kilograms times meter squared, and Pulley 2 of 0.080 kilograms times meter squared. Use constant acceleration due to gravity of 9.81 meters squared. Assume the pulleys are connected by an ideal belt and no slip between the belt and pulleys, and neglect axle friction. So, ang mga hinahanap dito is letter A, find the angular acceleration of each pulley. Letter B, find the linear acceleration of each block. And letter C, find the tension in each segment of the belt and the hanging ropes. So, first, ang gagawin natin is i-drawing natin yung pre-body diagram nung object, which is yung dalawang pulley. So, dito sa unang pulley, ay meron tayong given na outer radius, which is in capital R subscript na 1, is equals to 0.20 meters. Then we have the inner radius na R sub 1 subscript 1 is equals to 0.10 meters, and we have mass of A na 5 kilograms, and then we have the mass moment of inertia of 0.025 kilograms times meter squared. Sa kasunod naman na pulley, meron tayong given na outer radius na 0.30 meters, inner radius na 0.15 meters,
and mass ng B na 8 kilograms. At meron naman tayong mass moment of inertia na 0.080 kg times meter squared. So, sa baba niyan, naka-indicate lang yung kung ano yung mga hanapin natin. So, proceed tayo sa next slide. So, let's start sa pag-derive ng formula para sa acceleration. Since acceleration ang isa sa hinahanap sa problem, makikita natin from here ang formula for acceleration. Familiar, right? Kasi yan ang formula for tangential acceleration. Now, as you can see here, since acceleration ang hinahanap natin, same lang siya ng formula na magagamit after mo siya ma-derive. Also, since sinabi na ideal at no slip, therefore equal ang acceleration ng dalawang pulley. So, angular acceleration, sabi ko nga, since same naman ng gagamitin, kaya equal yung dalawang acceleration. Kapag in-isolate mo yung angular acceleration 2, magiging ganyan, magagamit natin na formula. Then, substitute lang from the given at magkakaroon ng equation para sa mamaya na gagamitin natin. Para naman sa acceleration A, located siya dito sa left side. Para naman sa acceleration A, same lang din na equation or formula gagamitin natin. Pinagkaiba lang is outer radius since acceleration ang hinahanap. Then, substitute lang yung mga given values. Same sa acceleration for B. As you guys can see, ang lumabas ay same value lang. As you can see here sa left side, naka-indicate yan na acceleration 1 is equals to acceleration 2. Therefore, equal sila ng acceleration. Now, proceed naman tayo dito sa centroidal location. As you can see guys, here is sa nasa center siya. Nakalocate siya sa center, ha. So, dito sa centroidal rotation, kung saan may nangyayaring rotation sa center of gravity ng mga pulley. So, using the formula of torque, which is torque is equals to mass moment of inertia with respect to the rotation axis multiplied by the angular acceleration. So, sa pulley 1, kapag nagmamot ka in terms sa center or middle point para sa pulley 1, so you can see here in the screen, which is, ito yung makukuha mo for pulley 1, is yung tension B times outer radius minus tension ng belt times inner radius equals to mass moment of inertia multiply siya sa angular acceleration. Para naman sa pulley 2, ganun din, using the moment, makuha mo naman is tension ng belt times inner radius minus tension ng A times outer radius is equals to mass moment of inertia multiplied by angular acceleration 2. So guys, siya? Force multiplied by radius siya. And equate siya sa mass moment of inertia multiplied by angular acceleration. So, yung moment lang ito, at clockwise positive siya, and counterclockwise naman kung negative. Bali, tension AB at tension ng belt ang include dito. Belt is, obviously, siya yung nagkoconnect ng dalawang pulley. Now, dito tayo sa right side, yung may FBD ng mga blocks. Sa block A, since 5 lang ang mass niya at 8 naman sa block B, therefore, mas magaan siya, right? Since mas magaan siya, therefore, ang mangyayari is mahatak siya ni block B paangat. Kaya ang magiging direction of motion ng block A ay upward. So, sabi kung saan nakadirect ang motion, yun ang laging positive. Therefore, upward positive siya. So, using the kinetics of rectilinear translation equation, summation of force along vertical, since naka-vertical ang mga forces. So, summation of F is equals to M times A, or yung weight over G times A. So, upward positive, we will come up with this equation. Then, ang isolate tension A, ganun din sa B, since heavier ang direction niya, magiging downward positive. Ayun yun na sa upper right side niya, which is yung may FBD ng block A tsaka ng block B. Ngayon, proceed naman tayo dito sa center. Focus kayo sa center, dun sa bandang baba. May nakalagay na substitute yan. So, ngayon, proceed na tayo dito sa gitna. So, since may A tayo at angular acceleration, gagawin natin ay, substitute natin ito sa tension A at tension B. makikita nyo dito ang magiging equation 1 at equation 2. Sinubstitute lang yung mga nakuha kanina. Then, isolate yung tension A at tension B. Makukuha yung equation 1 at equation 2 na magagamit natin later on. Ngayon, dito naman tayo sa second slide. So, as you can see here, meron tayong pulley 1 at pulley 2. So, dito muna tayo sa left side, which is yung pulley 1. So, di ba meron na tayong nakuha equation 1 at equation ng torque kanina. So, ngayon, dito, sa left side, substitute mo yung value ng tension B sa equation na nakuha natin sa torque. So, substitute, multiply, combine, divide, isolate, para makuha natin yung equation para sa tension belt. As you can see, dun sa end ng pulley 1, makuha natin yung equation para sa tension belt. Ganon din sa pulley 2. Since meron na tayong equation 3 at 4, dun kanina sa merong FDD, which is summation ng forces along vertical, substitute natin yung equation 1 dun sa equation ng torque. So, same process lang, substitute, combine, multiply, divide, and isolate yung tension belt. Ayun, makukuha mo na yung equation 4. Yung kanina, sa pulley 1, equation 3 siya. So, ngayon, equation 4 na yung nakuha natin. Ngayon, dito naman tayo sa final slide. So, finally, meron na tayong equation 3 at 4. Pwede na natin magamit ang mga value na pwede gamitin para makakuha ng mga unknown. So, kagaya nito, para makuha natin ng angular acceleration 1, dito sa left side, sa upper side, nakalagay, angular acceleration. So ngayon, para makuha natin yung angular acceleration 1 or yung unang angular acceleration, ay isubstitute natin ang equation 3 sa equation 4. So, same process lang, combine like terms, divide, and isolate the angular acceleration 1. After nun, i-type mo lang siya sa calculator and ang lalabas na sagot dyan is 2.48 radians per second squared for first angular acceleration. Ngayon, dito naman sa may ilalim na part, sa left side pa rin, substitute naman to find the second angular acceleration. So, ganun din, same lang din yung nakuha natin kanina na equation ng angular acceleration 2. I-substitute nyo lang yung nakuha yung angular acceleration 1 para makuha nyo na yung angular acceleration 2, which is, ang sagot dyan ay 1.65 radians per second squared. Ngayon, para naman sa mga tensions, which is yung tension A, tension B, tension belt, so substitute lang din natin yung angular acceleration 1 na 2.48 dun sa equation 1 para makuha natin yung tension sa A. Same din sa tension B, which is ito yung equation 2. Ganun din, substitute lang din yung value ng nakuha natin na first angular acceleration para makuha natin yung tension B. And same lang din sa tension belt, dun sa equation 3, i-substitute lang natin yung nakuha nating 2.48. Then, makukuha na natin yung tension belt natin na 93.10 Newton. So, yung tension B is 74.51 Newton. Tapos, yung tension A, 51.53 Newton. So, lastly, para naman sa linear acceleration, i-substitute lang din natin yung angular acceleration na nakuha natin dito sa formula na nakuha natin kanina sa acceleration. So, equal nga yung accelerations A at acceleration B. Kaya isa lang yung formula na gagamitin natin dito, which is yung acceleration is equals to 0.20 times angular acceleration. So, substitute mo lang siya, which is yung 2.48. Makukuha mo na linear acceleration for each blocks is 0.496 meter per second squared. So, yun na nga guys, nakuha na natin yung mga pinapahanap, which are yung angular acceleration ng dalawang pulley, tas tension ng A, B, at saka tension ng belt, and lastly, yung linear acceleration ng each blocks. So, yun na nga yung second example. Again, this is Andrea Rose Abilaro. Thank you everyone for listening, and we will now proceed to the other sample problems.
My name is Manansala Ayori Nicole V, and now we will proceed to sample problem number 3. A rope is wrapped around the outer surface of a uniform wooden wheel of unknown mass M. The free end of the rope is attached to a bucket containing water, which has a mass of 100 grams, as shown in the figure below. Initially, the system is at rest. When the bucket is released, it descends vertically and falls a distance of 1 meter within 2 seconds, causing the wooden wheel to rotate about its fixed central axis. Assume that the rope does not slip on the surface of the wooden wheel, and neglect the effects of air resistance and bearing friction. For A, we must draw the free body diagrams of the bucket and the wooden wheel, showing all the forces acting on each body. For B, determine the linear acceleration of the bucket. For C, determine the tension developed in the rope during the motion of the bucket. Lastly, for D, we must calculate the mass M of the wooden wheel. So before we start, we must analyze the whole figure itself. Para mas maging simple siya, yung wooden wheel natin, gagawin na lang nating circle, and yung bucket is in this shape. Analyze muna natin yung ating bucket. So, for our bucket, ang forces na nag-act upon it is yung tension, which is the rope natin. And yung weight niya, which is moving downward. It is mentioned earlier in the problem na pabagsak vertically yung ating bucket. So, i-assume natin na ganito yung maging motion ng ating acceleration. So, pag kinontinue natin siya, yung acceleration natin is downward sa bucket. Para naman sa ating wooden wheel, meron tayong tension para dun sa rope. Then, yung pulling straight downward, which is yung weight niya, or also known as M. And yung reaction force na nag-hold sa kanyang center, is yung ating Y. Ito yun. Now, for B, we must determine the linear acceleration of the bucket. I-write down muna natin yung given natin, which is yung ating mass, ko-convert natin to kilograms. I-divide lang natin yan sa 1,000. So, magiging 0.1 kilograms. Yung ating displacement, which is 1 meter. Then, yung given time na 2 seconds. Then, since sinabi, nag-start siya from rest, lagay natin sa initial velocity is 0. Then, yung ating acceleration sa gravity, which is 9.81 meters per second squared. Write down muna natin yung ating tatlong general equations para hindi tayo malito sa susunod natin gagawin. So, since ang hinahanap natin is linear acceleration, which is A, and meron tayong given values ng displacement, initial velocity, at ng time. Gagamitin natin yung third equation. So, using equation number 3, then i-write down natin, then i-substitute natin yung ating known values. So, 1 equals 0 ang initial velocity, so pwede natin i-cancel out na yan, plus 1 over 2 multiplied by yung hinahanap nating value, 2 seconds squared. So, ang ating linear acceleration of the descending bucket is 0.5 meters per second squared. Box natin. For letter C, determine natin yung tension developed in the rope during the motion of the bucket. So using Newton's second law, F is equal to mass times acceleration. I-rearrange lang natin siya para mahanap natin yung tension. So, since ito yung na-derive nating formula, i-substitute lang natin yung mga values na meron tayo from earlier into here. So, ang tension natin is 0.931 or 0.93 newtons. Box lang natin ulit. Lastly, for the mass M of the wooden wheel, gamit tayo ng torque. So, for Newton's second law for rotation, torque equals inertia times angular acceleration. So, moment of inertia of a cylinder is I is equals to 1 over 2 m times r squared. M is yung weight, yung mass, ng ating wooden wheel, and yung r is yung radius ng ating circle. Then yung angular acceleration by A equals A over R. Since tayo ay no slipping, sabi dun sa ating situation. So, ito yung ating formula. As you can see, squared siya. So, naging isa na lang yung M natin. Then, since both sides may radius, pwede nating alisin yan. Then, ito yung magiging simple nating formula na gagamitin. Then, substitute lang natin. So, magiging mass is equals to 2 times yung tension over yung ating linear acceleration from earlier. So, 2 times 0.931 over 0.5. Mass is equals to 3.724 or 3.72 kilograms. So, yan. Sulat lang natin sa whole figure natin yung mga nakuha nating answers. Yung tension natin, yung ating linear acceleration, and yung mass ng wooden wheel.
Hello guys, my name is Kayla Marnel A. Kitinali from 2CEE. So let's now have the sample problem number 4. This problem, a hoisting mechanism consists of two rigidly connected drums that rotate together about a fixed axle at O. The combined weight of the drums is 360 pounds, and their radius of gyration about the center is 20 inches. A cable carrying a 720-pound crate is wrapped around the smaller drum of radius 15 inches. A second cable is wrapped around the larger drum of radius 30 inches and is pulled by a motor with a constant force of 500 pounds acting at an angle of 40 degrees below the horizontal. So, assuming the cables do not slip on the drums and the bearings of O are frictionless, determine the angular acceleration of the drums, the upward acceleration of the crate, and the magnitude of reaction at the bearing O. So, these are our given. So, we have the 360 pounds, for the radius of variation of 20 inches, the radius 1, radius 2. Ang radius 1 natin ay yung malaking drum and the radius 2 is a smaller drum. So, also we have the weight for the crate, the applied force P na sabi ang nakalagay na acting angle of 40 degrees. So, yan ang theta natin below the horizontal. So, For the required, we have the angular acceleration. We use the alpha, then the upward acceleration A, and the magnitude at O, which is kukunin natin yung OX and OY reactions. So here's our figure. So, una natin gagawin dyan, nalagyan natin ng label. So, what we have here is this one is our point O. Then, lalagyan natin yung label natin. Itong smaller drum, ito ay sa given 15 inches. And itong outer drum, the bigger one is 30 inches. Then, meron tayong given na weight ng drum. Ano natin lagay? Weight ng drum na 360 pounds. And sa radius ng gyration at 20 inches. So, dito naman, sa ano na to, part na to, we have the P na 500. P. Tapos, given dyan no, 40 degrees. So, since 40 degrees there, tapos meron pa tayo dito sa rate natin na pabigat, which is now 720 lb. So, that's it for our figure. So, meron na pang figure, itong labels niya. We will add naman the FBD. So, sa pinakang FBD dyan, what we will draw here is itong dalawang drum for 2 drums for magkaibang isa for sa pinakang FBD ng mga wind reactions. And dito kung saan iikot with the mass moment inertia. And we also have the curve here. So, ang ating angular acceleration will go clockwise. Here is the point one. Tapos, ang weight natin ay laging vertically downwards. So, we have 360 pounds as a given. Plus, meron tayong horizontal sa O. Meron tayong horizontal sa Y yung hahanapin. So, dito naman, we create this one. This is the 500 pounds. So, merong theta na 40 degrees. Then next, we have here the pinakang pababa na nag-repeat dito sa code, which is the tension. And also, we have the tension part here. We will call this one to MA. Since force is always equal to mass times acceleration for dynamics. Then we have yung nilagay-resist na acceleration. Then sa pababa na to, we have 720. So that's it for our FUD. So with reactions, then for mass moment inertia, we will try to, we always go clockwise. So our mass moment inertia, multiplied to alpha. Yan. So that's it for our FUD from here sa figure na to. Derive from here sa ating given. So, next naman is pupunta tayo sa ating solution. So, for the solution for this problem, since ang problem natin ay nagbigay ng radius of gyration, instead na gamitin natin standard moment of inertia formula, we will use this one. So I sub O is equals to N times Q bar squared. So, kaso ang given value natin ng weight, hindi mass. Therefore, ipa-convert natin yung weight into mass. So we have root N is equals to root over gravity. Ang weight natin ay 360 pounds. Then, since ang ating given na unit for land type fit, we add with 32.2 feet na gravity, which is equal to 11.18 slugs. Slugs ang ating unit, ha? Tapos, we convert the radius, which is the bar to elevation. Kasi ang given natin ng 20 inches. We will just divide it to 12 feet. Kaya, lalabas na 1.667 feet. Then, compute lang natin yung substitute. So, 11.22 times 1.667 squared. So, ang I sub O natin will be equal to 31.07 slug squared. So, after that, we will then apply the equation of rotation. So, i-apply natin yung second one for rotation. Mag-modify about O kasi yun ang ating axis of rotation. Kung babalikan mo yung ating SDD. So, moment about O, we have 500 times 30 divided 12 kasi ang ating unit na ay dapat so 30 divided 12 minus our tension 15 over 12 na nag-act sa ang 500 nag-act doon sa malaking drum whilst the tension nag-act doon sa maliit na drum 30, 15. Then yung ating moment inertia i-equate natin dyan. So, yung ay 31.07 alpha. So, ang ating magiging equation dyan is 1,250 minus 1.253 is equals to 31.07 alpha. So, that will be our equation 1. So, next one, we will apply the Newton's second law sa height. So, since ang rate natin hindi nag-rotate, vertical lang siya. So, ma-apply natin dito yung second law ni Newton, which is the summation of F5 is equals to mass times acceleration. We will then have tension minus yung ating weight na 720 over 32.2 feet. Acceleration. So, 8 minus 720 is equals to 22.36 in. And since wala tayong nakuha, we will call that equation 2. So, for the next one, i-relate natin yung linear and angular motion. Since yung cable natin hindi nag-slip doon sa drum, yung linear acceleration ng cable ay magiging equal sa tangential acceleration ng drum. So, ang lalabas natin, relation will be equal to radius times height. Since ang crate natin ay doon makapwesto doon sa 15-inch na drum, lalabas dyan yung 15 over 12 natin from the feet pa rin. So, ang acceleration natin will be equal to 1.45 pound. Then, since meron tayo A-learned equation, isa-substitute natin sa equation natin, which is 720 plus 22.36 times 1.25 is equals to 7.3 plus 27.95 half. Nung reverse pala angular acceleration, which is pabalikan natin equation 1, which is 150 minus 1.25. Then, ilagay na natin yung value 40. 720 plus 7.25 alpha. Then, equate it doon sa 31.07 alpha. So, simplify na lang natin yan. Ang makuha natin ng alpha is 5.30 rad per second squared. So, nakuha na natin yung ating angular acceleration for the drum. Next is, since nakuha na natin yung outcome, pwede natin ngayon i-substitute para makuha na yung acceleration. Ayun lang yung equation sa paso. So, we have here A is equal to 1.25 times 5.30 runs per second squared. Therefore, ang ating acceleration ay 6.63 feet per second squared. So, since, ayan, nakuha na natin yung acceleration, pwede na natin kunin yung sa ano naman next, sa reactions naman ng bearing. So, what do we have here? Yan, finish niya yung sa hinihingi for A and hinihingi for B. So, for the last one, we will first get the cable tension. So, meron na tayong equation ng T, meron na rin tayong A, acceleration. Kanina, meron tayong T is equals to 7.20 plus 22.36. Then, i-substitute na lang natin yung acceleration na 6.63. Then, nakuha natin tension then is 868.25 pounds. Then, next one, since nakuha na natin yung tension, makuha na natin yung reactance at bearing. So, since ang drum natin ay nag-rotate lang sa fixed axis, wala siyang translation acceleration, hindi siya gumagalaw. So, therefore, i-apply lang natin ay equilibrium para malaman yung bearing reactions. Pag sinabi natin equilibrium, equate lang natin siya sa zero. Statics ba? So, unahin natin muna ang horizontal. For horizontal, so siya x is equals to 0. We have 500,040 minus OX. Ang assume natin sa OX ay to the left, because 0. Ang sagot sa OX na makuha natin is 303.02 pounds. So, yan ang ating for the horizontal. Oh, for the vertical, we have the OY minus 360 na weight ng drums, then minus the function, which is the 868.25, minus which is 500 sine 40, ipot natin sa 0. Therefore, ang makuha natin siya sa O1 is 1549.64 pounds. Pero hindi pa natatapos yung ating pagkuha din. Dahil ang hinahanap is magnitude. So, what do we do kapag hanapin ng magnitude? We do the O, the action at O is equals to square root of OX squared plus OY squared. Now, substitute. Then, we will then have the magnitude of 1,596.27 pounds. So, ayun na yung ating coordinate letter C. So, nakuha na natin from A to C, the angular acceleration, the acceleration, and the reaction at bearing O. So, that's it for the sample problem number 4.
Hi guys, I am Christina Ganalan and I'm the one solving the sample problem number 5. So, in sample problem number 5, we have the compound pulley in the figure has a horizontal mass moment of inertia of 20 feet-pound per second squared. Find the tension in the cord supporting the 161-pound weight. So, identify natin muna yung mga given. So, meron tayong 161 pounds and 322 pounds na block. So, given din yung radius nito from here na 3 feet and yung radius nito from here then na 1 feet. And also, given din yung yung mass moment natin of inertia na 20 feet-pound per second squared. So, next, ang una nating gagawin ay mag-drawing muna tayo ng FBD dahil ang pinapahanap sa atin ay yung tension ng cable na may 161 pounds. Which is, ito yon. Ito. So, ito yung FBD natin. Ayan. Bakit ayaw ma-next? So, kailangan natin muna mag-drawing ng FBD para ma-analyze natin yung mismong problem at makuha natin yung equation. So, alam natin na mas mabigat to. Di ang mangyayari dyan is hihilahin niya ito. Wait lang. Alam natin na mas mabigat to, di ba? Etong tension na may block na to. At ito naman is magiging pataas siya kasi nga aangat siya kasi hihilahin siya nito eh. So, para makuha natin yung equation is kailangan natin gamitin yung formula na Newton's second law of motion, which is summation of F is equals to ma or weight over gravity. So, gamit yung formula na yan, pwede nating makuha yung equation ng tension 1. Ito, yung tension na yan, makukuha natin using that formula. So, yung upward natin is positive kasi umangat siya, di ba? So, ang T1 is equals to positive T1 minus yung weight nito pababa, edi negative 161 equals to 161 over 32.2. Kasi nga, diba? Weight over acceleration due to gravity. Kaya 32 yung ginamit natin dito kasi naka-fit tayo. And eto naman, 3 alpha na to, nanggaling siya dito at linear linear angular, kaya siya naging 3 alpha kasi A is equals to R alpha. Yung R natin dito is 3, kaya 3 times alpha is equals to 3 alpha. So, ilipat natin tong 161 dito para makuha natin yung equation na ito. So, originally, ang makukuha natin dito is 5, hindi 15. Pero pag minultiply mo yung 3 sa 5, ay magiging 15. Kaya, kailangan mabigay yung 3 dyan. 15 alpha lang dapat siya. So, ayun. Nakuha na natin yung equation sa tension 1. Next naman, para sa block na to, yung 322, ang positive naman natin dyan is downward. Kasi nga, pababa yung motion niya, di ba? So, ang magiging equation natin dyan is T2 kasi pataas yung tension ng block dito. Ito siya. Yan, kaya positive. I mean negative. Tapos, yung weight natin is downward. Kaya, positive siya. Kasi, positive downward tayo. And tapos, equate naman natin siya sa weight over gravity, alpha. Ang makukuha natin is T2 equals to 322 minus 10 kasi nilipat natin siya dito. Ito na lang pala ililipat natin. Ito. Ayaw sumulat. Pag in-isolate natin yan, magiging positive yung T2, magiging negative yung 10. Kaya ayan yung naging equation. Ayan naman yung equation na number 2 natin. So, after that, kailangan na natin ng rotation equation. Ito yung pinaka-important na part kapag umiikot yung body. Ginagamit natin dito is M is equals to mass moment of inertia times alpha. So, instead of force, moment or torque na yung ginagamit. So, ang ano natin dito, ang positive natin dito is counterclockwise. Counterclockwise positive. Ay, clockwise pala yan. Sorry guys. Counterclockwise positive. So, ang makukuha natin equation dyan ay ayan. T2 times 1 since 1 feet lang yung radius niya. Minus T2 kasi clockwise siya. Clockwise yung pag-ikot niya. E di negative siya, di ba? Times 3 kasi 3 yung kanyang radius is equals to 20 alpha. Saan naman ang galing tong 20 alpha na to? Simply, galing siya sa mass moment of inertia times alpha. Kaya naging 20 alpha. Next naman is isa-substitute natin tong T1 at T2 sa equation na to. Equation ng nakuha natin. After natin substitute yung T2 at T1, magiging ganyan na siya. Ayaw kasi sumulat eh. Ayan. Ito yung T1. T2. Ito naman yung T1. So, ayan. After natin i-substitute, syempre, i-expand natin yan. At ito yung magiging pinakang equation natin. Then, pag in-input natin yun sa calcu, ang magiging sagot natin is negative 2.15 rad per second squared. So, bakit nga ba naging negative? Negative yung angular acceleration natin dahil opposite yung inassume natin na positive direction. Hindi ibig sabihin nito mali yung sagot natin. Ang ibig sabihin lang nito, yung totoong ikot niya is opposite ng direction na inassume natin. So, ayun, nakuha na natin yung angular acceleration. Next naman is yung angular acceleration na nakuha natin, sa substitute natin sa equation ng tension 1. Ito yun. Substitute natin dyan. Ay. Ito, substitute natin sa tension 1. Yan. Pag sinubstitute natin yan, ang makukuha nating sagot is 128.8 pounds. So, ayan na yung final answer natin, guys. So, ayun lang. So, in conclusion, yung centroidal rotation ay tumutukoy siya sa pag-ikot ng isang rigid bodies tungkol sa center of mass or centroid sa paggamit ng Newton's second law of motion and torque at saka ng angular acceleration. Mas madali nating masusuri ang both linear and rotational motion para mahanap natin yung mga unknown tulad ng tension and acceleration. So, ayun.
Hi again everyone, this is Andrea Rose A. Vilaro. Sana ay may natutunan kayo sa explanation ng concept ng general kinetics of rotation at centroidal rotation na under ng rotation at mula sa mga sample problems din na i-provide namin. Again, thank you everyone for listening.